Since this will be the final class trial, I've come up with a special rule. So listen up! If you can figure out Mukuro's killer and go on to solve the mystery of this school, you guys win! But if you can't, then I win! And of course, waiting for the loser is the super exciting, super heart-pounding punishment!
Are you saying that if you lose, you'll execute yourself?
Yep, sure will.
And that's final? No loopholes? No wiggling out of it later?
Of course not. Bears never go back on their word.
Never mind all that.
Well, there's two
I
more
just
games.
have one question for you.
Oh, you're taking this serious, huh? Are you feeling okay?
Is the mastermind only one person? Don't bother. I already know the answer. You're all the mastermind, aren't you? You're all out to get me.
Okay, dude.
I'm right, aren't I? I knew it.
Okay, I guess we're going. Jesus Christ.
You guys have all been working together, haven't you? I have evidence, so I know I'm right.
Hey, you stole my line. You're all out to get me. I'm sure of it.
Do they all have a picture that doesn't have them?
What a coincidence. I too have evidence.
Haha.
Evidence that proves everyone other than me has been working together.
We all got given a similar photo.
Wait, hold on. This doesn't make any sense. How can the three of us each have that kind of evidence?
Behold my evidence.
It's not just you three. I have evidence too.
What? You too?
So I guess he really is just focusing on, or fucking with
The evidence
everyone.
you're all referring to is this group photo, right?
Well, yeah. Huh? Wait, but mine's different. With the picture you have, I'm in it.
Okay.
But that can't be right. Because in my picture... See? I'm the only one not in it.
Once again, we can't see Junko's face in this. I figured as much, in which
Hero,
case...
You have a picture too, right? Let's see it.
Okay, but be careful with it. It's pretty important evidence.
Junko is not visible in any of these photos. That's also Genocide Jack, that's not Toko.
So the secret in these pictures has been revealed.
Secret or whatever, I don't care. You guys are all in on this together. That's why I'm the only one missing.
But you're in my picture. You're the ones trying to trick me.
So the whole purpose behind these photos was to get us questioning and fighting with each other.
Yep.
The mastermind laid a trap to make us each think everyone else was working against us.
Huh? I laid a trap? A trap? How rude! What grounds do you have for such audacious accusations?
Well, if you'll consult Exhibit A, B, and C, there's a connection regarding what person isn't shown in the group photos. The one who got the photos.
I got it! In each case,
3 was
the only
technically
one not
true
in the
also,
picture
though.
is the person who received it. So, in the picture I got, I'm the only one missing. In the picture Hina got, she's the only one missing.
Sakura really is going to town, though.
And in the picture Hiro got, he's the only one missing.
And you can't see Junko's face in any of them.
As long as we're talking about it, I suppose I should show you my photo as well.
Bro.
In other words, Monokuma gave each of us a group photo in which that person wasn't included.
And made sure Junko's face was obscured in every single photo.
And when we each saw our picture, we just assumed everyone else was the enemy?
Figured it out, huh?
Yeah, I thought that must be it. But how was that a hint?
There might be more to this than just Monokuma trying to confuse us. There's something else that bothers me.
Listen, can I see everyone's group photo one more time? It's not directly connected to what we're talking about, but I'd like to double check something.
Sure, no problem.
Yeah, I don't mind.
There's something unusual about these photos. Byakuya's. Hina's. Hiro's. And mine. There's something strange about all of them, something I can't quite pin down. I've pinned it down. Has been
Can you
updated.
just forget about...
How did it get updated? What does it say now? There's something else that's very strange. I see. So, not willing to just give it to me, but...
Trying to trick me with such an obviously fake photo? I'm still pissed about that.
Oh yeah, I'm sure you are.
And on top of that, they went to all that trouble to make it look like we were wearing matching uniforms.
So you think they're fake? No, I assure you, they're quite real.
But what are you talking about? There's no way.
Yeah! I don't remember ever taking a picture like that, so it's gotta be a fake. I'm sure of it.
But you know, can we really be so sure?
Huh?
Don't get me wrong. I don't remember taking this picture either.
You'd have to assume if he was gonna fake this, he'd just do a carbon copy of the one photo, like the one we have, and then just remove a different person over and over again. It seems strange if they're fake to go through the trouble of creating them in different settings.
Is that really enough to be absolutely positive they're fake?
What do you mean?
The reason I don't remember this picture isn't necessarily because it's fake. There may be some other reason, some terrible reason. An unbelievable but entirely horrifying reason. What do you want? An N? What? I mean, I guess I'm gonna A. Oh, amnesia. Okay. Gotcha. I don't know how to spell amnesia. Is it E now? It is. Amnesia.
Now I understand. Let's say that somehow we'd all lost our memories. That could explain it, couldn't it?
Oh, I get it. So we all just lost our memories at the same time and forgot about the photo. Makes sense. As if. You expect me to believe such an unbelievable occult-type story?
Well, I have multiple sources of evidence, but also if you think about it, we already know that Kyoko had amnesia, so why couldn't everyone else? Why would she be the only one that had amnesia?
We all lost our memories?
It's only natural they wouldn't believe it, but no matter how much they refuse, it's the absolute truth. They have no choice. We can't move forward until they accept it. Goddamn, that's a lot of options.
You're saying we all got spontaneous amnesia? Since when did this turn into some kind of sci-fi fantasy?
I promise you, I haven't lost my memory. Ever since I got to this school, I remember everything that's happened.
So the idea that we all lost our memories...
It's totally stupid, obviously.
Remembers everything that's happened.
You're saying we all got spontaneous amnesia? Since
Oh,
when did
interview
this turn into
DVD.
some
That's
kind of
probably it.
sci-fi
Look, here's another
fantasy?
thing that you won't
I promise
recognize.
you, I haven't lost my memory. Ever since I got to this school, I remember everything that's happened.
No.
Behold, more things you don't remember.
Those photos aren't the only things that point to the possibility of memory loss.
This is actually more compelling because this is specifically a Hope's Peak interview.
This DVD does the same thing.
You're not gonna show us something indecent, are you?
Stop.
No, it's nothing like that. It's a video of all of us being...
Oh, whoops, sorry.
When you say all of us, you mean...
I mean all of us, including you.
You lie! I never did any kind of interview.
No, it's not a lie. Just watch the DVD and you'll see for yourself. The headmaster did, in fact, interview you.
What are you saying?
I didn't imagine you would remember.
It's not about whether or not I remember. You expect me to believe all this? That I lost my memory somehow?
Yeah.
Well, we don't have any way to refute it, so we have no choice but to accept it as reality.
How can you say that? We're talking about living, breathing amnesia here.
Amnesia is not alive.
To be honest, I have something else on my mind right now.
Something else?
You said the DVD contains recordings of us being interviewed by the headmaster, right? What were the interviews about?
The headmaster sat each of us down, one at a time, and asked us the same question. He asked us if we could accept the idea of spending the rest of our lives in this school.
What kind of question is that?
And how did we answer?
We'd say no, obviously.
Oh, brother, are you about to be surprised?
Actually, we all said we could. Even me. I heard myself say yes. I could spend the rest of my life at this school.
Why? Why would you say yes to something like that?
I don't know. I don't remember a thing.
Yeah, there has to be a really good reason, but I still don't know what that is. But, now, hear me out. I'm working on this new theory, right? We might be in a simulation.
The same goes for everyone else. Nobody remembers. You don't remember choosing to live here forever, or even talking to the headmaster about it at all.
It doesn't matter if I remember or not. Even if I bought the whole amnesia thing, the idea that I would want to live here forever? That's just insane! How can I believe that?
I would not be willing to accept this either, to be fair.
Insane or not, we can't move forward until you accept it.
You sure are, 'cause it's all true.
What?
Why'd you say it like that? It's like you just got like you just got told a joke
I
in a
know it sounds
sitcom.
absurd, but if it's the truth, there's nothing we can do about it.
Indeed. We only have one path in front of us.
Then we really...
Yep, you all totally lost your memory at the same time.
This is all making my head hurt.
And this isn't like some normal kind of memory loss. You stole those specific memories from us, didn't you?
Oopsie, you figured that part out too, huh?
Of course. There's no way we would all just happen to get amnesia at the same time.
But how could someone just steal our memories?
How? Come, that hardly matters right now. If I said it was hypnotism, would you believe me? Or we opened up your skulls and messed with your brain?
True, how you did it isn't really
Would
important.
you really believe anything I said? How it happened doesn't matter right now.
He's not
What
wrong.
matters is figuring out what memories you took from us. That's what you're trying to say, right?
I knew I could count on you.
The interview with the headmaster, taking that group photo, those can't be the only memories we lost. There must have been a purpose to it all. A reason for taking away our memories.
Of course there was a purpose. It all has to do with the original motive.
The original motive?
You mean the motive you came up with to try and get us to all kill each other?
That has something to do with the memories you stole from us?
What was the first motive? Was that the dark secrets?
It sure does. But that part's still a secret. Anyway, I'm sure it's not easy, but let's all focus on the class trial for the murder of Mukuro Ikusaba.
I don't remember which one was the first one. Well, I mean, it could just mean, like, getting out of here, I guess, but like, the first meeting in the gym? Was that the secrets? No, because that was the second case. That was Chihiro.
Okay, so you want us to figure out who killed her before we do anything else.
Okay, fair enough. So until we do that, well, either way, we have to explain every last remaining mystery. So, the one who killed Mukuro, the true mastermind, that's what we need to expose. Okay.
So who did it? Who killed her?
Whoever did it is the same one who's behind everything. That much I'm sure of.
But when you think about it, is the mastermind really here in the school?
Of course! They have to be here somewhere.
What makes you so sure?
What does make me so sure?
Exactly. You're just making stuff up. There's no way the mastermind is here. The mastermind is probably 1,000,000 miles away.
Oh.
Because masterminds always lurk off in the
It's,
background,
the
right?
control panel.
So who did it?
Whoever did it is that much I...
When you... Is the
Boop,
mastermind...
boop, bop, 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 come on.
Exactly.
You're just making stuff up. The mastermind is probably 1,000,000...
No, that's wrong.
He's, he is about 200 feet away from us, actually.
There's no question that the mastermind is somewhere within the school.
How do you know? Did you find some evidence or something?
In the back of the data center, I found a panel that controls Monokuma. The mastermind must have been using that to control him all this time. So there can't be any doubt. The mastermind has been inside the school all along.
There can't be any doubt. In which case, there also can be no doubt that the mastermind is one of us.
What? Why?
Recall what Makoto told us Monokuma said to him earlier.
I'm sure I told you, but this killing game began with 16 participants, blah, 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 blah.
So if the mastermind is in the school, we have to assume it can only be that 16th student.
But how'd they manage to survive all of this?
So we're the only ones here? It's not me! I'm not the mastermind!
Well, it's not me.
I blame Makoto. What?
It
Why
can
me?
literally not be anybody that was seen with Monokuma at the same time.
Cuz! It's super weird how you're the only one who survived being executed.
Oh, I get it! The only way he could have survived is if he was actually the mastermind himself,
But that
right?
means I'm also controlling Monokuma, and I could have just not done it.
Aw, nuts! You got me!
Wait! What are you trying to say?
Everyone, calm down. There's no reason to panic. The mastermind's true identity will become clear soon enough. Just as soon as we find out who killed Mukuro.
That's a good point. Rather than wasting time bickering, we should put our minds to work solving this mystery.
Yeah, well, how much time have we already spent talking about the murder?
He's right. What more is there to talk about?
If you want something to talk about, I think there might be one thing. We haven't fully established what Mukuro's fatal injury was.
Huh? But I thought we figured that out. She died when she got hit in the back of the head.
No. That isn't actually what killed her. It was something entirely different. Wouldn't you agree, Makoto?
The other
I
wounds.
got it! All of the wounds covering her body. That's what really killed her.
Hey, now hold on a second. You did read the Monokuma file, right?
Yeah.
It made it pretty clear. Those wounds were made at least a few days ago, so they can't possibly be what killed her.
Consider this. What if the murder itself took place at least a few days ago?
What?
What if, when we discovered her body, she'd already been dead for several days?
When you consider also that the body was covered in multiple wounds, there's only really one death it could be, because the only female that's died that sustained multiple wounds has been the one that we at least thought at the time was Junko. Which I guess could still be Junko. I was going largely off the measurements, but it turns out Mukuro and Junko match, so maybe Junko is still dead.
If that's true, then naturally the wounds that killed her would appear to be however many days old.
That doesn't make any sense. Because she had all those wounds before she ever came here.
Huh? How do you know that?
Isn't it obvious? She was the ultimate soldier, right? So that means, you know...
Well, conveniently, the file says that she doesn't have any wounds.
She denied me. Before I could even say anything. Come on. I mean,
What are you doing? What are you doing? Why are you being weird?
I'm not weird, okay? At least listen to what I have to say before you deny me.
That kind of freaked me out, honestly. It sounded like she was answering me. If you're so sure we're gonna deny you, why bother saying it? So this one is 100% gonna be the Mukuro file.
Mukuro was the ultimate soldier. She must have been in 100 different battles. So, when you think about it, obviously, she got all those...
No.
Easiest clap of my entire life. Bam.
No.
Obvious
Mukuro
contradiction,
didn't suffer
obvious
those wounds in
evidence.
battle.
You love to see it.
The file we found in the headmaster's room said as much. Despite the time she spent in battle after battle as a member of Fenrir, when she entered this school, she hadn't sustained a single injury.
Pretty impressive also, considering she looks like she was a waif. I mean, she weighed 97 pounds. Even I weigh more than that.
To be denied so completely. Actually, it's kind of refreshing. Maybe it's because of all of Master's training.
I don't want to know anything about this.
Anyway, so we can be sure that Mukuro suffered all those wounds after coming to this school. In which case, they could be the very thing that killed her.
As a matter of fact, it's hard to imagine any other possibility. When examining her body, I found that her stomach and head wounds came after she was already dead.
How exactly did you figure that out, though? We don't exactly have, like, much equipment.
Unless anyone has any better suggestions, I think we can say this with confidence. The wounds Mukuro sustained all over her body are what ultimately killed her.
And who just so happened to sustain multiple injuries.
But if that's what killed her, then does that mean she's really been dead for who knows how long?
That's exactly what it means. When we found her body in the garden, she'd already been dead for several days.
So then, what about the little matter of what happened last night? Makoto, you said you were attacked in your room by a masked assailant. If Mukuro had already been dead for several days, certainly it couldn't have been her. So who was it that attacked you?
It had to be. Well, the mastermind? I mean, Mukuro? Like, am I ready to commit to this? Because I keep bouncing back and forth between it being Mukuro and it being Junko. In my head, they both make sense, and I'm not sure which I'm willing to commit to. I think Mukuro. No, okay. Fine. I mean... The mastermind, I guess,
The one who
yes.
attacked me was the true mastermind.
Though I think Mukuro and the mastermind might still be the same person. I don't know. The fact that the dead body... Wait, no. Yes, the fact that the dead body... Like, it's the fact that the measurements match so many things, you know? Like, Mukuro's profile says 579731. Junko's was that. The dead body's is that. I thought the body wouldn't match Mukuro.
When we discovered Mukuro in the garden wearing the same mask, I naturally assumed she must have been the one who attacked me, but I was wrong. It wasn't her at all. It was the mastermind.
What are you laughing at?
Oh, don't mind me. I'm just getting a little impatient sitting here listening. I think I'm gonna jump in. Let's start off with a nice, easy question. Your assumption that I attacked Mukuro is just that, right? An assumption. You can't really know who was under that mask, can you? I mean, that's the whole point of a mask. The true identity of the masked attacker is Mukuro Ikusaba. At least, that's what I think. Do you have any evidence that might convince me otherwise?
There's no way Mukuro is the one that attacked me, even if I didn't see their face. If you compare what we know about Mukuro to the masked attacker, it should be obvious. This is presumably the hand tattoo. Maybe not.
You never saw their face, right?
Oh,
So
it's gonna
you
be the
can't have
measurements.
any idea who was
Problem
under
is,
that
the
mask.
measurements are fucking me up, though.
I'm telling you now, it was Mukuro Ikusaba.
You're wrong. Even without seeing their face, there's another part of the attacker we can use to prove it wasn't her.
Oh? And what is this other part? Is it the right hand? Or the left hand? Maybe the right foot? Or perhaps the left foot? Or could it be the hips?
Basically just asking me a multiple chance question. Or a multiple choice
You
question.
never saw their...
Alright, which one mentions the tattoo? Not that file. Oh, it's gonna... So this is in here. Also, no. So, So which one do you want?
So you can't have... I'm telling you now, it was Mukuro Ikusaba.
Do I have to absorb something?
You're wrong. Even without seeing their face, there's another part of the attacker we can use to prove it wasn't her.
Oh? And what is this other part? Is it the right hand? Or the left hand?
It should be the right.
Maybe the right foot? Or perhaps the left foot? Or could it be the hips?
It's the right hand, right? Because, yes, it was the one closest to us. She was on her back, which would have been the right hand.
You never saw their face, right? So you can't have any idea who was under that mask. I'm telling you now, it was Mukuro
Fuck.
Ikusaba.
Fuck. Why am I so
There's
bad,
another
dude?
part of the-
Oh? Is it the right hand or the left hand?
Why am I
Maybe the
so
or
bad at
perhaps,
this?
or could
I also just
be
realized that after I
the
reloaded, I forgot to put that
You
skill
never
back
saw
on.
their-
That
so
gave me
you
the 2
can't
extra
have-
stars.
I'm telling you now, it was Mukuro.
Okay, it was the right
No,
hand.
it's wrong. Mukuro had a tattoo on her right hand, if I remember correctly. A representation of Fenrir. In other words, a wolf tattoo. But I saw the right hand of the person who attacked me. And there was no such tattoo. So there's no way the person behind the mask was Mukuro.
Yeah, well, okay. You got me. I guess it wasn't her. But that still doesn't prove that it was me. It could have been, someone else, right?
Hiro, Toko, Hina, and I all have solid alibis for that entire night.
Yeah! We were in the gym tearing you apart, so it couldn't have been any of us.
Oh, okay, sure. It couldn't have been any of you. But what about Kyoko? It totally could have been her. Uh-oh, no snappy comeback. Did I score a bullseye?
I feel like we've been here before, you know?
If you insist, I don't mind showing you.
Huh? Show me what?
What do you think? I'll show you the one thing that proves beyond a shadow of a doubt it wasn't me.
Show us those hands. Before she could say anything. Kyoko was removing her gloves. Without thinking, I let out a gasp. It was more than just a little burned
Awful,
skin.
isn't it? It happened when I was first learning to be a detective. I was inexperienced.
I thought you didn't want anyone to see those scars.
If it means we get another step closer to unmasking the mastermind, it doesn't really bother me.
Kyoko seemed to savor the words as she said them. Then she put her gloves back on.
My scars should suffice as proof. Makoto, did the person who attacked you have scars like mine?
No, not at all. I'm positive.
Then this much has been made clear. There can be no doubt that the one who attacked Makoto is the true mastermind.
This is just awful. On top of my secret being revealed, I had to look at those positively grotesque scars of yours.
Rude.
Sorry. Did I say that out loud? I do hope I didn't hurt your feelings.
Not at all. You can say whatever you want.
Sure, as long as it means pushing me farther into the corner, right? But I'm not cornered just yet. Because if you haven't noticed, the circumstances surrounding Mukuro's death are totally unknown.
That's true. All we know right now is she was killed a good while before this morning.
The thing is that this isn't actually hard to figure out. There's only one woman that's died in a way that would give multiple injuries.
On the contrary, we don't know anything other than that.
You're not going to tell us she was already dead before we arrived here or something, are you?
In that regard, you have nothing to worry about. I promise you, without a doubt, she died after our little killing game began here.
Then somehow she was killed in secret without any of us knowing.
And after she died, who knows how much time went by before we found her, right? Did the culprit stash her somewhere? She couldn't have been in the garden the whole time, could she?
If she was, she would have been totally decomposed. Just like your brain.
Then
True.
She was being stored somewhere?
But to hide
Guys,
the body,
please don't.
to just store it somewhere?
Please, I'm begging you. Please don't make me prove this. This shouldn't require being proven.
I got
The
it!
pool, of course, the obvious
Mukuro's
choice.
body was probably kept hidden in the biolab.
Biolab? You mean on the 5th floor?
That's right. It's actually set up for use as a morgue. So it's the perfect place to hide a body. And it'd keep the body preserved at the same time.
Then you're also saying the body was moved from the biolab to the garden.
And I have no doubt that that's exactly what happened. In fact, I have proof.
Behold, the tarp.
I got it! What makes me so sure the body was carried from the biolab to the garden is the tarp that we found in the garden.
I'm so mad. Like, I'm so mad at how unobservant all of these people are. Because if we had we had just seen Biolab was on the tarp to begin with, we could have bypassed so much bullshit in the previous trial.
When I was checking it over again, I noticed something. I noticed that some text had been stamped on one corner of the tarp.
And how you missed this is completely beyond me.
Oh, it says Biolab.
Holy cow! How'd you notice that tiny little thing?
I can't stand you.
Makoto's nitpicky nature seems to have surfaced with perfect timing.
It's not even a small stamp. What is wrong with you all?
This proves that the tarp originally came from the Biolab. In fact, there's a whole stack of tarps just like it in there.
So when the killer moved the body to the garden, they must have grabbed a tarp to wrap it in. Then they simply left it as it was to protect against the sprinklers, and put the code on it afterwards.
You made everything sound so amazingly consistent.
That's just a wild guess. Where's your evidence? Prove that the body was wrapped in a tarp and moved.
There is no evidence. I was simply explaining what I think happened. But you seem to be getting pretty worked up about it, wouldn't you say?
Worked up?
Now that the conversation has turned to the topic of the Biolab, you must be getting pretty nervous. Because the key to uncovering your secret identity is hidden within that room.
Are you talking about unmasking the mastermind?
You see, the Biolab contained an inconsistency. One so major it can't be overlooked.
Mm-hmm.
La la la, I can't hear you. La 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 la.
I liked that camera angle.
Such a child. Oh well, just ignore him.
I need to pull myself together and think.
Hey, by the way, Makoto, what about that one thing?
What one thing?
What do you think I'm talking about? Your family.
What?
Don't tell me you forgot about that video message.
He looks a lot like the headmaster. Is it our notebook?
So what do you think? Are you sure your family's still okay?
Why are you bringing that up now?
Your mom, your dad, your little sister. What do you think has happened to
Did you see
your
how
family?
excited Hina looked? Hiro is aghast, but Hina was like,
Are they really as safe as you might have assumed?
Stop talking about that!
Calm down, Makoto. He wants you to get upset.
I need to calm down. I can't let him get to me. He's just saying that because he knows we're getting close to the truth of the biolab. So if I want to shut him up, I need to expose the inconsistency and slam him with it.
Are you sure about this? Are you sure about this? What? What do you want? Are you sure about this?
Ah.
Are you sure about this?
Bah.
Are you sure about this?
Bah. Why am I so bad,
Are
dude?
you sure about this? What? What do you want? Are you sure about
That was
this?
pretty greedy.
Are you sure about this? Are you sure about this? Are you sure about this? What? What do you want? Are you sure about this? Are you sure about this? Are you sure about this?
Ah.
Are you
Panic,
sure
panic,
about
panic.
this?
No. Oh my god. Why am I so bad? Nope, nope, no, no, no. I will give it another shot. Oh. Man, it's the fact that you have to do the reloading on the beat one bullet at a time.
Got this?
Okay.
I'm not listening.
Biolab. What? Biolab secret?
Are you sure about this?
To be fair, that didn't feel right, but it just seemed so blatant.
I'm not listening.
Biolab lights.
This should prove it.
Biolab secret just seemed like it should have been, behold, the answer. The secret is, there's a secret.
Consistency Hyoko's talking about is the lights.
What are you talking about? What about the lights?
Like I said before, the biolab also acts as a morgue.
Remember to stay hydrated.
And as part of that, a giant refrigerator was installed in there. That's where everyone who's died is stored.
And it was set up so that when a slot had a body in it, a blue light would turn on.
In other words, if the blue light is on, that means there's a body in that slot.
But I counted up the number of blue lights that were on, and there were only 9.
Why does that matter? You gotta give me the bite-sized version here, man.
To be fair, I also, had to count.
I got it! 10 of the lights should have been on. Any other number is incredibly suspicious.
Suspicious? Why? That's simple. Just recall who's died here so far, and it should become clear.
That's right, the key to solving this mystery. Sayaka. Junko. Oh look, that's a lot of wounds. Leon. Chihiro. Mondo. Taka Hifumi. Celeste. Sakura. And Mukuro.
So 10 people in all?
That's right. Any other number should make you immediately suspicious. But according to the lights in the biolab, only 9 people were being stored there.
You're saying a dead body just up and disappeared?
I got it! The mastermind destroyed one of the bodies to get rid of evidence.
No, you stupid bitch.
But if they wanted to do that, they would have destroyed Mukuro's body, since they actually killed her. And yet, her body was left alone.
Well, no, it wasn't, though.
Then, whose body disappeared?
Like, there's also a reason that the bomb was used, and that was to obfuscate the identity of the body.
It may very well be that none of them disappeared.
But if that's true, then why doesn't the body count match?
Because they're the mastermind.
Including Monokuma's executions, there have apparently been 10 deaths, but there were only 9 bodies. That's the point I'm trying to make.
I'm completely lost. How can the number of victims be less than the number of murders?
Ah. The explanation. Why is that? The same person. Well, only 9 murders took place. But, I mean, I guess you could also say the same person was killed twice. Because, I mean, well, no, it's 9 murders. Okay, I guess the other one then. Like, both of those answers are, like, technically correct.
I got it! What about if the same person was killed
Like,
twice?
someone being killed twice is the same as there being 9 murders.
Huh? Killed twice?
Officially, 10 murders have been committed so far, but one of the victims may have been murdered, and then murdered again.
Murdered and murdered again?
I'm a little annoyed they're going with it this way. I think 9 murders makes way more sense as phrasing than
If that's
the
case,
same person got
there could have
murdered
been 10
twice.
killings, but still only 9 victims, right?
Technically, you're right, I guess. But still, something like that.
Could easily have happened. No, it is what happened.
Sounds like you're already convinced. Then can you tell us who was killed twice?
Yes.
It was Mukuro, of course. Before she was killed as Mukuro Ikusaba, she was killed as someone else.
And that's why the body had to be stored in the biolab until the moment we found it in the garden.
No, that's crazy talk. She was killed as someone else? Come on! Besides, who could that someone else even have been?
Well,
All you have to do is look at those bodily injuries of hers, and that will become obvious.
Nothing's gonna become obvious, because Kyoko's totally delusional.
mm-hmm. What does Mukuro's fatal injury say exactly? I don't want to get fucking got on wording. Mukuro's fatal injury. Okay.
Was it Sayaka Maizono? Junko Enoshima? Leon Kuwata? Chihiro Fujisaki? Mondo Owada? Kiyotaka Ishimaru? Hifumi Yamada? Celestia Lu... whatever? Or maybe... Sakura Ogami? No. There's no way anyone was murdered. No,
He's that one. I like how half of these so far have just been like,
Junko.
here is large choice of answers.
Wasn't her fatal injury pretty similar to Mukuro's?
What do you mean?
Well, remember what happened to her?
But she did introduce herself as Junko. So if this was Mukuro, they needed to have put Junko's memories in someone else. Or, yeah, they need to have replaced Mukuro's memories with Junko's memories.
She was impaled by a bunch of spears, all over her body.
She did introduce herself, right?
And Mukuro died from a number of wounds across her body. When you compare that to the stab wounds Junko suffered...
And the similarities match?
Yes, and those are the only fatal injuries that match up. That explains why those two bodies are actually one and the same.
So let me see if I have this straight. Junko, or someone going by that name, was stabbed to death with multiple spears. Then her body was kept in the biolab for however long, before being
So
dragged out again.
I just have one question, though. Junko is the ultimate fashionista. Why is she behind all of this? I mean, I guess she's also the ultimate despair as well, but like... Really? That's the one behind it?
Only this time, it was presented as the corpse of one Mukuro Ikusaba.
It all matches up, right? Those wounds Junko suffered could easily be these same injuries.
It's really true? Mukuro and Junko are the same person? Wait, so then... What does it all mean?
It means that there haven't been 10 victims, but 9. Which also means that among the people we thought were dead, one is still alive.
And that's the true identity of the mastermind?
Yeah, apparently it's Junko, if you can believe it.
Who is it? Who's behind all this?
We already know the answer to that. It's Mukuro. She's still alive. She took Junko's body and made it look like she was the one who died. So Mukuro is still alive. She's
The problem is that Mukuro's description matches the dead body closely, because of the tattoo.
Oh, silence? Then I must be right.
Mukuro alive? No. Can we believe that? No, it's actually Junko that's still alive. Because we have to go by what the body is, and the body's got a Fenrir tattoo.
The body we found in the garden. It wasn't Mukuro.
Then she's still alive?
That's right. She made it look like Junko's body was her. So the mastermind's true identity is Mukuro.
What do you say, Monokuma? Do you give up?
Do I copy?
The body we found in the garden. It wasn't Mukuro.
Then she's still alive?
That's right. She made it look like Junko's
So it's the profile on the first option, right?
The mastermind's true identity is.
What do you say, Monokuma?
The body we found in the garden. It wasn't Mukuro.
Okay, yeah. I was afraid on that one, because I wasn't sure it would accept that as the answer.
No. The body we found in the garden was Mukuro. That's one thing we can be sure of. The body's appearance and measurements are consistent with her records. Right, Kyoko?
She was 5 foot 6 inches tall and weighed 97 pounds. Her vitals were 31, 21, 32. Everything in her profile is consistent with that corpse.
And then there's the matter of the Fenrir tattoo. So there's no question it's her.
But if Mukuro's not the mastermind, then who's actually still alive?
Well, there's only one other option, isn't there? Someone's made it look like they died, but they're actually still alive. Behold. It's Junko.
Here's my answer. Junko is still alive. It's the only possibility.
Are you sure about that?
Huh?
I admit, since Mukuro is undoubtedly dead, Junko does seem to be the only other explanation.
This would explain why Junko is so popular in the fandom. I thought it was weird that she seems really popular when she dies so early, which isn't unheard of by any means, but did stand out to me at the time. If she's not actually dead, though.
But we saw her get impaled. She died right before our very eyes. If Junko were still alive, the death we saw would had to have been some kind of charade.
Nope, that's Mukuro.
But you yourself confirmed she was dead, did you not?
Yeah, that person was dead as fuck. It just wasn't Junko. Yeah, he checked the pulse, yeah. I did check, absolutely, and I can
She
say for
was
sure.
dead. There's no question. Junko was dead.
Yeah, we just thought it was Junko at the time. It wasn't.
So, the idea that she's still alive.
It must be wrong.
No, you're all stupid as fuck.
Then you're withdrawing your previous
No, I'm
statement?
withdrawing nothing.
I know you gave it your best shot, but too bad. I guess your conclusion was a dud. Too bad, too bad.
This case hasn't been decided just yet.
Oh?
You haven't given up already, have you, Makoto?
He's kind of a pussy.
No, of course not. There's no way I'd give up that easy.
That's all well and good, but how do you intend to solve the problem standing in your way?
That is a good question.
Junko absolutely died. Mukuro absolutely died.
Then both of them are dead, right? There can't be any kind of survivor story.
I mean, but there literally has to be, guys.
I think we need to look at this from the opposite direction.
Huh? The opposite direction?
Let's assume Junko is still alive. If so, how could she have survived?
How could Junko have survived? By using a body double. If she were alive, Junko's not the one that died. Yes. I thought this would come like part and parcel with the explanation, to be honest, but yes. What's gonna be like hypnosis? That's hypnosis, right? H isn't showing up. If not that, what? I thought it was gonna be hypnosis. Okay. Oh, replaced. Replaced? Yes, replaced. L, yes, I suddenly forgot how to spell.
Now I understand. That's it. What if she switched places with someone else?
Switched places?
That's right. Before the spears could kill her, she got someone to take her place.
That's the angle we're going from? A magic trick is the angle we're gonna take?
Specifically, Mukuro Ikusaba.
Not like I thought it would have made more sense if like Mukuro got hypnotized and like had her memories changed. Monokuma can obviously fuck with memories.
Then that would make it Mukuro's corpse that showed up later.
Which is why the body's height and weight and everything match Mukuro's profile, right?
I don't know anything about this switching places thing, but that had to be Junko who got stabbed to death, right?
Yeah, you're saying they switched? When could they even have done that? Right when she was about to die? Like she used some kind of ninja
Yeah, this is
replacement
like a
technique?
really weird angle to approach this problem from.
Good point. There's just no way they could have switched like that. So maybe the whole idea is wrong.
Yes, they switched at the beginning.
I got it! The two of them may have switched places from the very beginning.
Yes, I'm glad we finally got there. Why did they all do that? Why was the first thought like magic tricks when like we know that memories can be fucked with?
From the beginning?
Yes, from the moment we first
Like
met.
we all have amnesia. Clearly they can fuck with our memories. So
If that's when they switched, then they wouldn't have had to switch at the moment of death, right? After all, the one we saw at that point would have already been Mukuro.
Hold on. So, you're saying the Junko we first met
yeah.
is actually Mukuro all along?
Yeah.
Then we'd already met her?
Which I guess also explains why the measurements match in that it was just straight up Mukuro's.
I had like a normal conversation with her.
When we first met, none of us knew who anyone else was. So Mukuro could have simply told us her name was Junko, and we never would have known the difference.
Mm-hmm.
That would easily allow the two of them to switch places from the very beginning.
Wait, but Mukuro had a tattoo on the back of her hand, right? Junko never had any tattoo like that, did she?
She could have hidden it with foundation or something like that.
I suppose that's true.
If she did, it likely melted away in the explosion, exposing the tattoo.
That would
after the body
explain
was
why it's
extinguished.
partially covered still.
Plus, There were the fake nails found on the
Yeah,
hands
those
of
stuck out
Mukuro's
to me
body.
immediately. Like, why is the Ultimate Soldier got fake nails?
They were the same fake red nails she was wearing when we all met for the first time.
But if she
I've kind of
really
had
did
this,
use
like,
the
milling in the back
foundation-
of my head since I first saw the nails on the hand, but, like, before we found everything else, it just seems so fucking weird to say out of nowhere, hold on, this is Junko.
Correct. Even if there was no tattoo on her hand, I couldn't say for certain it wasn't Mukuro. So I'm glad nobody noticed that glaring hole when we were trying to figure out who attacked Makoto.
But too bad for you, Monokuma. You can't deny it anymore.
Wait, so this whole thing was a setup from the very beginning?
Well, we've known that.
If that's true, it was quite an elaborate plan to be sure. Making it look like Mukuro was Junko.
The reason such an elaborate
Is
plan
she on
was
the way? Is that why
possible because
Monokuma's
the
not
two of
doing
them were
anything?
working together.
So Mukuro, the ultimate despair, teamed up with someone like her. In other words, it would be fair to say that Junko herself was also the ultimate despair.
What's wrong? Lost the will to fight back?
I think he's just afraid.
Afraid?
Oh.
What's that mean, afraid? Fear is only possible where hope is possible. I only have despair, so fear is an alien concept to me.
Okay, buddy.
Then why haven't you been saying anything?
Because it's a bunch of nonsense. Junko's my secret identity? As if.
Then why did you try and protect Junko's real identity?
I tried to protect her identity? When did I do that?
He still refuses to admit it, but he can try to deceive us all he wants. It doesn't matter. I've already figured it out. Yes, not once, but twice. The first time was during our latest investigation. Hold on, what am I putting in here? The first time was during our latest investigation. What am I putting here? I'm kind of thrown off because I thought this would be the bomb, but I guess it isn't. Is it this because dead victim's identity is unknown? This? No. I really thought it would be the bomb that I presented here, so I'm suddenly not sure what to answer. In my head, I had already plotted this out. Okay. So, the photo, this is hiding Junko's identity. Has to do with what... Okay, so not the photo still. Where he tried to keep me from seeing... Oh, the DVD.
I got it!
Okay.
While I was in the AV room, watching the DVD of our interviews with the headmaster.
Like, I guess you're not wrong, it's just I felt like the other ways he'd tried to hide her identity were more obvious, like literally destroying most of the body and covering her face in all the photos. Yeah, what the heck just happened? Oh, wow, look, it's the boy. Whoa.
You made sure I couldn't finish watching the video. Is because you didn't want me to see the real Junko, did you?
Oh, yeah! If everyone was in that video, of course Junko would have had to show up.
And if Makoto saw the real Junko, it would have been totally obvious that the Junko we met was an imposter.
That whole power outage thing was just a fluke!
No, it wasn't a fluke. That's not the only time. Really, again? Okay. Ugh. He do be roaring.
Punishment is waiting for you. I'm not listening. What are you even talking about? Punishment is waiting for you. I'm not listening. What are you even talking about? That's impossible!
Group photo.
This should prove it.
Behold.
The video wasn't the only thing you tried to cover up. You did the same thing with this group photo.
Uh-oh.
Mm-hmm.
I noticed it just a little while ago, when we were all comparing the photos we'd gotten. In all the photos, there's a certain similarity, an unusual circumstance.
What's so unusual about them?
Mm-hmm. Junko's face.
I got it! Junko's face. The one thing common to every single photo is that you can't see her face.
Are you really gonna show us them again 5 seconds later?
It's hard to believe her face would just happen to be hidden in every single picture, don't you think? And on top of that, in this photo, you can see that Mukuro is clearly visible. So in other words, at that point, the two of them hadn't switched yet. With all that in mind, there's no doubt that the girl whose face is hidden here, which is why you had to have pictures that didn't show her face. Because if we could have seen her face, then it would have clearly revealed that the Junko in the pictures wasn't the Junko that we knew.
Xanadu!
Oh.
I believe everything
Didn't expect
Makoto
that.
said is true. Junko and Mukuro switched places before we met either of them.
So she killed Mukuro, who had taken her place, making it look like she'd died. And the real Junko is still alive.
And she's the one behind this whole murderous situation. This killing game.
Yeah, of all fucking people. The ultimate fashionista.
She's the true mastermind and the ultimate despair. Xanadu times 2!
With this, the identity and the crimes of the mastermind have been exposed.
No, wait, hold on!
Don't bother trying to deny it. There's no more room for debate. You don't have anywhere left to run. I'll prove everything. Right now!
Damn, really? It felt like we were gonna be going for so much longer. Okay, so... This is Mukuro saying hello. So it's probably... Wait, there's so many, damn. It's probably this one. So over here we got dead as fuck. This is the moving of the body to the garden. But that's already there. Oh, No. No, wait, yes. Taking out and then moving. Puts the mask on. Well, actually, this is puts the mask on, then is looming over Makoto, which is this, I assume, loom with knife. Then gets what goes here? this. Raises the knife. Oh, here comes Kyoko. Then here is... this. This is switching the mask. So... that. This is the closest to mask switching I can see. Then it's us gathered around. Tries to take the mask off. Whoosh, kaboom. And then... this? I feel like these two might be wrong. Because they both kind of look like they convey something very similar.
We met the ultimate fashionista, Junko and Oshima, right after we all arrived here. But that wasn't the real Junko. The girl we saw before us was actually the 16th student who had taken Junko's place. And that girl's name was Mukuro Ikusaba. But it wasn't long before she died at the hands of Monokuma. In other words, the mastermind, Junko and Oshima. Her body was kept in a biolab, which had been converted into a morgue, until Junko decided to put her body to use. Junko dragged the body out of the biolab, using the tarp to carry her to the garden. She fabricated the murder to try and frame Kyoko, who'd proven to be one big thorn in her side. Meanwhile, she wanted us all to think Mukuro was still alive and hiding somewhere inside the school.
Damn. Okay. In that case, there and there.
Here's exactly what happened.
Okay.
So she put on a mask and then attacked me.
I
After
was
making
not
I
sure
got a
on
good
those
look at
two.
the mask, she left the room. Then she put the same mask on Mukuro's body. This was all to make us think the person who attacked me and the corpse were one and the same. She wanted us to believe the murder had only recently taken place. Finally, by strapping a bomb to the body, she was able to destroy any remaining evidence. She needed to hide the body's true identity. She had to make sure we didn't find out it was actually the same person we'd met in the beginning. This is the truth behind Mukuro's murder.
Dude, the worst part about all this is Byakuya isn't going to die. Neither is Toko. Neither of them are going to die.
And the one who carried it all out is the true mastermind. The one controlling Monokuma. The real Junko and Oshima!
But why couldn't it have been Byakuya?
That's the whole story behind this incident. Well, what do you have to say to that?
What? Are you broken again?
You can't get out of this, so don't even try.
Is she coming now?
Come on! It's time you finally revealed yourself!
It's not like you're an endangered species or something. How long do you plan to keep hiding?
Give it up, Junko. The game's over.
She's on the... Oh, no. Not.
Did you really think the story would end once we reached the climax of the case? Wrong! There's still plenty more to go!
It did feel a little too abrupt. Ooh. Wow. Impressive transformation.
Waiting so very long for peasants like you to appear.
Oh.
If you swear your fealty to us, we will reward you with half of the entire world.
Good. That wasn't what I expected.
We've even drawn up the deed already. We will grant you honor, status, in some of our home cooking. Have you made your choice? Will you serve under us?
No?
Oh, did you think I was being serious? Sorry, I was just messing with you.
That was a strange bit.
It's been so long since I've had an audience. Even I'm not sure what kind of role I'm supposed to play.
This is the mastermind, the real
Anyway,
Junko.
Looks like I've finally been set free. Having to play Monokuma all the time, day after day. It was like I was stuck in purgatory. Or like a slow suicide. I get bored so easy, you know?
Your face.
Huh? What about my face? What's wrong with my beautiful face? People have told me I'm cuter than 100 chihuahuas combined.
I feel like this isn't the first time I've seen you.
But before arriving in the school?
I got it! That's right. It was before I ever came
Ye-
to this school.
Yes.
I remember seeing a magazine cover.
Yes. She was the ultimate fashionista.
And you were on it.
Wow, you have a pretty good memory. I guess that's why you've made it
I
this
guess,
far, huh?
you know, even that makes sense now. Right when we first met everyone, they commented, or Makoto commented on how Junko looked different. And they'd said, well, they photoshopped the hell out of those pictures. It makes a lot more sense to say that when you consider it wasn't Junko. Everything was important.
So I was right. Then what you told me in the main hall when this all began...
Wow, we think alike. How about that? Everything was important. And I just didn't think about it because that's, I mean, that's true, so why would you question it?
Things moving along. Wouldn't you agree?
That explains why she didn't quite seem the same. Because she was a different person all along.
I'm me. And Mukuro is Mukuro.
You are gonna do some serious damage to your spine standing
She
like
tried her
that.
best. But there's just no way she could have passed as the ultimate fashionista. Two people can never become one as long as the walls of mind and body exist. Not even if they're twins.
Twins?
I know, it's such a cliche, right? I'm almost embarrassed to admit it.
Oh.
So basically, Mukuro and I had your stereotypical twin relationship.
Fair enough.
The older sister, tough and proud. That was Mukuro. The younger sister, smart and cute. That was...
Me! Junko fucking Enoshima! And together, we were the Despair Sisters, aka the Ultimate Despair!
Please don't do that again.
Whoa! She's a totally different person now!
Like I said, I get bored easy as hell! I even get fucking bored with myself! But if you're twins, why do you have different last names?
Toko. That's the part that confuses you? You can just change your name.
Oh, that again? You have any idea how many times people ask me that shit? Maybe it's new to your dumb ass, but it bores me to tears. Answering the same questions over and over?
I don't even know why she's asking this question. Like, yes, there are multiple ways you could have different names.
Just make up whatever answer you want. I don't give a shit. The truth's fucking lame anyway.
But if she was your twin, that means you killed your own sister?
I mean, they were both pretty obviously fucking psychopaths, weren't they?
And for reasons deeper and darker than the ocean. Ha! As if.
Well, I suppose I'd better explain. For my plan to work, someone had to be able to control the killing game from behind the scenes. The so-called mastermind had to operate Monokuma, keep an eye on everyone, things like that. But after looking at the situation, I determined it would be impossible for Mukuro to perform such duties. Because naturally, she turned out to be the letdown of the family.
Wow.
Leaving me behind to run off and join some band of mercenaries. Such a disappointment. So, I decided to play the role of director and have her join the rest of you in your school life. I could have let her work alongside me, but she would have been useless to me that way.
Wow.
Besides, 15 students seemed like a solid number to start with. Of course, the fact that she was the ultimate soldier posed something of a problem. She had what I call the 3 atrocities. Atrociously rank, atrociously filthy, atrociously repulsive.
Wow. Jesus fucking Christ. Relax.
It was atrociously clear just how out of touch she was with the rest of society. Meanwhile, my ultimate fashionista status has an undeniable appeal that I didn't want to go to waste.
And that's why you switched identities?
Sadly, her inability to match my personality was even greater than I'd calculated. It was a lost cause. She was nothing more than a bit player, an extra unworthy of lines.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Being the utter disappointment that she was, anyone would have expected her to get killed off right away, which is precisely why I killed her, to meet everyone's expectations.
That can't be your only reason, can it?
I mean, have you seen her?
Well, no, of course not. I also did it to avoid becoming bored.
I've never been a stickler for following a plan
Oh,
to the letter,
fuck
you know?
me. No, God, no.
If I planned everything out and knew just what was gonna happen, that'd be so boring.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ.
So, I changed things just a bit and decided to use Mukuro to make a little point.
In other words, Mukuro's death was a one-sided, premeditated act of betrayal. Just as I suspected. When Mukuro was killed, she must have been as surprised as anybody else.
Damn, that doesn't make sense that she said that now, doesn't it?
So, you figured it out?
Damn. Alright, when the second game starts, we gotta overthink absolutely every fucking line of dialogue spoken.
Well, you're right. There's no way Mukuro could have pulled off such a convincing performance. But she did teach you all a very valuable lesson, don't you think?
How can you talk like that? You sacrificed your own sister. How does that not even bother you?
Because she's a psychopath, can't you tell by, like, looking at her?
What? I sacrificed her? That's what's got you so hot under the collar? Jeez, misunderstandings sure are scary.
Stop.
We were the ultimate despair, you know? So we never had any kind of hope or expectations. Nope, I felt despair as long as I can remember. Like I never should have been born at all. When I was born, I cried tears of total despair. So that's why for us, it's not a big deal whether we die or kill.
I don't know. Mukuro seemed kind of surprised and upset.
We're just those kinds of people. We can do anything. We've always been filled with despair. So when we do something, we go all the way and live without regret. So you just murdered your own sister and didn't think anything of it?
That's not true at all. We were twins. How could I not be sad?
That's why it gets me so excited.
Why are there mushrooms in your hair now?
Killing my precious sister with my own 2 hands. That act is filled with so much despair. You can't help but put a super in front of it. It's like super, 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 super despair. No, more than that. Super, 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 super despair.
That's a lot of despair.
It just feels so good.
What the hell is wrong with you?
Damn, the way he said that. Just uttered. Gus couldn't even begin to comprehend it.
And my sister too. In that moment of death, I think she must have felt that despair.
Yeah, I bet.
After all, to be murdered by your own sister, and only as an example to someone else, she must have died feeling such excruciating hopelessness. I'm so jealous of her. Super jealous.
I'm getting a little uncomfortable.
I knew you couldn't be just some ordinary person. You're some kind of abnormality.
Yeah.
Turning your own despair into some kind of fetish. Abnormality doesn't even begin to describe it.
Like, Genocide Jill is crazy for sure, but this is a whole nother level of nuts.
You're saying I don't compare to some lowly beast that can only kill the weak, right? So I'm hopelessly attractive, hopelessly brilliant, hopelessly athletic. I'm the hopelessly perfect ultimate human.
No, I don't think there's anything perfect about anything you just said.
Yeah, Master's way more perfect. Because on top of everything else, he's got that noble blood.
Don't you mean had that noble blood?
What did you just say? What do you mean by that?
You still haven't figured that part out yet? Man, you guys are so slow!
Are we in a simulation?
You haven't even solved all the mysteries, and yet here you are, yapping away!
Are you talking about our memories?
You've already solved this mystery, right? I'm the killer, so how about the next one? Maybe you should solve the riddle of your missing memories. Then you can start gloating.
Damn straight! That's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to solve all these mysteries. And then, we'll have our victory!
Right.
I can't wait!
Alright, then let's just get straight to the point. What memories did you steal from us?
Absolutely outstanding strategy.
When the group pictures were taken, and those interviews, it must mean... I got it! It must have something to do with our entrance exams.
No fair! At least give us a hint!
Your brains are like sponges, all drippy and leaky. I already gave you a hint before. All the memories you lost share something in common with a few other things. Do you recall?
Thinking back to what Monokuma's told us, the memories they might be related to. It was the motives Monokuma came up
I
with.
got it! You're talking about the motives you provided to try and get us.
Oh
to
yeah,
kill
the
each
first
other,
one was the
right?
discs, wasn't it? That's right.
So you do remember after all. Well, I would hope you wouldn't forget something so
Do we get to
important.
see what all the other discs were now?
It was stupid of me to even ask. I apologize from the bottom of my heart for my bad manners. So then, let me ask you another question. Did you notice that each motive I presented you had a specific theme to it?
Well,
Theme?
Yep, you got it. So that's my question to you all. When Sayaka was murdered, what was the theme of the motive I presented?
human connections?
I got it!
International
The
relations.
driving force behind the motive you presented us with at that point was human connections.
Ding, ding, ding. You got it. Remember those DVDs I gave you guys? Each video showed the total destruction of your most important relationships.
Oh, there goes the Discord. We were doing so well lately. Okay, I think we're good.
Embarrassing memories and secrets!
No, I thought I turned the auto
reason
on.
Mondo did what he did was to protect his secret.
So, how long do you plan on dragging this out?
Relax, relax. Okay, on to the next question. So, what was the motive for the third murder?
Greed.
I got it! It was money, wasn't it? Greed.
Seek and destroy! Hell yeah, you got it again!
Truly astounding.
Damn straight it was money! Celeste killed Hifumi and Taka for a little personal gain. Her greed led to all kinds of death and destruction.
I mean, not really destruction.
What's the point of all this? Why are you making us go through this case by case?
Don't worry, sweet cheeks. Just one more to go. Now, can you tell me the motive behind crazy-ass Sakura's crazy-ass death?
Betrayal. Secrets. I mean, both are kinda true. Betrayal?
I got it! In her case, it was betrayal.
Precisely. You see, once I revealed Sakura's betrayal, that led to everything that came afterwards. Anyway, it looks like you answered all of my questions correctly. How painfully delightful.
It's amazing, I know I have
What
memory.
meaning is there in asking those questions now?
Relationships? Secrets? Money? Betrayal? These are all pretty standard motives, right? The most normal of normal. Totally middle of the road.
Yeah.
But of course, those aren't the only motives that exist in this world. In fact, there are as many reasons to kill as there are people on Earth. They compel humans to kill each other, bringing despair to the world.
True.
This is what we refer to as the Seed of Despair.
Seed of despair?
Just as water, air, and food promote growth in living things, the Seed of Despair also needs nourishment. And that nourishment is hope. Despair can grow only in the presence of hope. Two sides of the same coin, divided by a razor-thin line. Such is hope and despair.
How much longer is this stupid speech of yours? Weren't we discussing our missing memories? Why are you trying to change the subject?
If you would listen, you would see I'm not changing the subject. We are discussing your memories.
I guess.
What I'm trying to say is, the Seed of Despair is closely tied to your own memories.
How so?
You see, by taking away your memories, I gave you hope. Of course, that hope merely existed to be consumed by despair.
Wait, what? How does that work?
How could taking away someone's memories give them
Yeah.
hope?
And plus, you haven't given us any hope anyway!
Is that so? All you've been able to think about during your time here is how to escape, right? The mere fact that that's what you want proves I gave you hope.
What are you talking about?
If none of you wanted to escape this school, the killings never would have taken place. That is why we took your memories, so that you would have the desire to leave.
The only
Okay.
reason we want to leave is because you took our memories. Is that what you're saying?
Correctamundo!
Which means if we did have our memories, then we wouldn't want to leave. Do I understand that right?
Why the hell would having our memories make us not want to
Well,
leave?
what if the outside's real fucked up?
A most troubling thought, isn't it? But it's not enough. I want more distress, more despair. I put so much effort into creating hope in order to feed your despair and make it grow. So, just like Crazy Eddie slashing his prices and passing the savings on to you, let me give you a hint.
Huh? Really? Then hurry up and tell us.
Okie dokie. Like they say, seeing is believing. I'd like for you to see.
Oh, here it comes. Finally.
World.
The outside world.
You mean the world beyond the school walls?
So something really did happen out there.
Now are you interested in what I have to say? You wanna see what's out there? Hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo. I wanna see too. See your faces sink into despair. Now then, open sesame! Behold, the world beyond the school walls! This is the outside world you've all been so anxious to claw your way back into.
Oh, it's so much worse than I ever could have imagined. Truly horrifying. Oh god, look at all the Monokuma that's out there.
What the?
Dangerous. The world has grown so very dangerous. That's what this means.
What are you talking about? None of this makes any sense!
What am I looking at?
This is a scene from a movie or something, right?
What you just saw, all of you should recognize it.
We should recognize it? What about it should we recognize? This whole thing is insane.
That world is locked away within the memories that were taken from
I
you.
figured the outside had to be
If you
fucked up
can't
in some
remember,
way.
Please, just try. Do your best to try and recall.
Better kick your brain in the ass, because it's up to that gray lump whether you live or die. I don't remember ain't a fucking excuse no more, because now it's time for the final class trial!
Okay.
Come on, bitches! Remember or die! What the fuck happened outside?
You want us to remember or whatever, but when it comes to that crazy confusing video you showed us, I don't understand a damn thing!
What's the meaning of the footage we saw? Is this another one of your practical jokes?
I mean, you're telling us to remember, but what am I supposed to be remembering?
If nobody can remember anything, this is the end for all of us. What other choice do we have? Come on, bitches! Remember or die! What the fuck happened outside?
You want us to remember or whatever, but when it comes to that crazy confusing video you showed us, I don't understand a damn thing!
What's the meaning of the footage we saw? Is this another one of your practical jokes?
You're telling us to remember, but what am I supposed to be remembering?
If nobody can remember anything, this is the end for all of us. What other choice do we have?
I'm not sure what to do here.
Come on, bitches! Remember or die! What the fuck happened outside?
You want us to remember or whatever, but when it comes to that crazy confusing video you showed us, I don't understand a damn thing!
What's the meaning of the footage we saw? Is this another one of your practical jokes?
I've got no idea what to do here. What's in the notebooks? Entries? Let's see. Despair walks among us, so we have and so we survive. There's a second despair.
What am I supposed to be remembering?
Nobody can remember anything.
Genocide Jack's memory?
What other shit? Come on, bitch. What the fuck happened outside?
You want us to when it comes to that crazy computer? I don't understand. What's the
Maybe
meaning of
Jack knows more than Toko does? Oh, that was like me throwing a fucking dart at a board. Like, I really didn't actually expect that to work.
Who might remember?
The other Toko. Genocide Jack. The two of them share certain kinds of knowledge, but their memories aren't linked, right?
I'm
I see.
actually pretty
Their
flabbergasted
memories are
this
separate.
worked. Dude, I'm such a
Then even
gamer.
if one personality's forgotten, there's a chance the other may still have those memories.
What do you say, Toko?
Are you telling me to swap places?
Unfortunately.
No, absolutely not. That'd be like forfeiting my entire
You do it every day.
Toko, you're the only one we can rely on
Da-da-da-da! It's me, your friendly neighborhood serial killer. Boy, she just gave in like it was nothing.
I'm
Yeah?
going to ask you a question, and I want to have it answered immediately. Do you know anything about this video?
Huh? What video?
The video that's playing right now.
Who the hell are you?
Oh, I'm the mastermind.
Nice to meet
Nice to
you.
meet ya.
Oh!
Nice to meet you too.
That's enough! Just look at the stupid screen!
Aye aye, Roger, you got it, Captain.
Well, does it look familiar?
I don't have all the details, but... Of course it does!
Then you remember all the stuff it's showing?
Of course I do!
So what's
So you
going
didn't
on?
lose your memory after all.
Then why didn't you say something earlier? I only answer questions when someone bothers to ask me. I'm the quiet type, you know?
Oh, sure.
Oh my god, she's the worst liar in the world.
Yeah.
Importantly, if you really do remember, what is it?
Huh? What's the matter, Master? Do you really not remember the tragedy?
Finally.
Tragedy?
Tell me.
Oh no! You seriously forgot? Maybe I can help you remember with a kiss.
Stop.
Answer the question. What happened out there?
Well, I can't really say if it happened or if it's still happening. But it was the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history.
Mm-hmm. So I've heard.
Why is that phrase coming up now?
Because it's all because of that event.
Which was...
Are you serious? I'm talking about the way the world is now.
I thought it seemed way too dramatic to just be what happened in the school.
Get it?
Destroyed?
Explain yourself. Tell us everything you know.
Copy that, darling.
It had to be. There was no
So this
way.
big, awful, tragic event, they started just calling it the tragedy, happened about a year ago. It was so big and so bad that even this murderous fiend went pale at the sight of it. I
guess you could say what happened was man-made. But it was more on the level of a worldwide natural disaster.
What, they made Monokuma? The fools.
Either way, there's no doubt that it was the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history.
But what happened?
And as a result, in basically no time flat, the world turned out the way it did, and that's that.
But what
That's all there is to it?
happened?
Come on! There wasn't a single concrete description in there!
Well, it just so happens I don't know any of the specifics.
Oh.
Miss Moreau saw it all play out in real time, so why don't you ask her?
We already did, and she didn't know anything. That's why we're asking you.
I couldn't live up to Master's expectations! To die! To die! This is a true tragedy!
Jesus fucking
Okay,
Christ.
that's enough of your little lover's quarrel. Whatever happened, it doesn't matter at this exact point in time, right? The end justifies the means. Everything serves the outcome. In other words, the world has ended. That's the important thing.
But how can the world just end? It's the world!
Calm down. It's okay. There's no need to panic. Every living person will be dead in 100 years anyway. So the world ending isn't that big a deal.
True, true. Who cares, right?
Oh, come on. Now you're just being ridiculous.
Well, as long as we're being ridiculous, I have another ridiculous story to tell you.
Oh boy.
It's the story of the Tagame Corporation, which has given Byakuya's life all its meaning.
Oh, yes.
What? What did you say?
Oh, if there's one person I want to see in despair, it's him.
You bit into it like a middle-aged secretary at an all-you-can-eat cake buffet.
Hey! So, what do you think happened to the Tagame family?
I'm feeling Middlefell.
Correct! Well done, peasant!
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
I didn't say anything yet.
I just got so fucking bored waiting, I couldn't help it! Even if you're wrong, eventually you'll figure it out, right? Till then, you're just going in circles.
Right,
So, no matter what you pick, you get the right answer. Pretty innovative.
Yes, that's very, very good, very good.
But do you think it might be a disease? Getting bored so easy, I mean. Do you think that might be sick?
Anyway, like I was saying, Byakuya's entire lineage has been totally annihilated.
Party!
What the hell are you talking
Fuck
about?
yeah! They're
I
all
can confirm that
fucking
his entire
dead.
family
He's
died. Even the
nobody.
distant relatives. The Tagame name has perished.
Fuck yeah.
Stop with these idiotic jokes.
How's that make you feel?
Sob! And said with such authority. A peasant would dare challenge us? The avatar of the
How's it feel,
divine
Byakuya? How does that make you
must
feel?
learn your place, peasant. You are no longer the ultimate affluent progeny.
They couldn't possibly be gone. The Tagame family is destined to guide the world.
How do you feel? How does that make you feel?
There is no world anymore, remember? It got fucked a full year ago.
But hold on. That doesn't make any sense.
What about it doesn't?
That don't make sense.
There's no way that happened a year ago.
Why?
I mean, we only came to this school a few weeks
Dog,
ago.
are you really that stupid?
If some kind of world-ending event happened a year ago,
Look, okay. I just, like... Makoto, I just want to talk. We've literally just gone to great lengths to explain that you don't remember a huge portion of your lives. And now you think that you remember everything clearly, that you came here a week ago? Why do you still have that idea? Why do you still think that you would know clearly what happened a week ago when we extensively talked about how none of you remember anything? Why?
Then how do you explain the totally normal world we were living in up till then?
Maybe you just don't remember the intervening year.
Have you considered the possibility that you're
Evidently not. Somehow he thinks he has amnesia, but he didn't forget anything, apparently.
Mistaken?
Well, if I'm understanding
You as well?
right,
Guys. Why are you this way? My mans actually think, like, oh, we have amnesia, but I distinctly remember arriving a week ago. Like, come the fuck on, my dudes. Come on.
it sounds like you think the tragedy happened a year before you arrived here.
Well, yeah. I mean, like he said, we just got here a few weeks ago.
A few weeks ago? Ooh, I get it. You're saying that what happened 2 years ago actually happened more recently, right?
Huh? 2 years ago?
Well, I mean, you guys all started attending Hope's Peak Academy 2 years ago.
Yep. This is indeed accurate information. How are you surprised?
What the hell is this chick trying to say?
How are any of you surprised?
I understand why you'd have trouble accepting it, but in the end, you can't deny the truth.
I have a special type of amnesia. I can't remember anything, but I also remember things distinctly.
And the truth is, everything is cause and effect. Deny that, and you may as well give yourself up to God. So, you must surely understand all the hints I've given you so far, right? What are the memories I took from you?
Come now, answer us. Answer with all your heart and soul.
How are we supposed to answer?
I just don't know what's going on anymore.
How does that make you feel, Byakuya? You feeling good? You feeling good, Chief? Do you want to talk about it? We have to answer somehow. Memories that were stolen from us. But the rest of us only remember getting here the last few weeks or so. So the memories she took from us, our life at Hope's Peak. Well, I mean, the tragedy also, yes. Do you want me to say the entire past? It's like this, though.
If we accept that what you say is true, then we've all lost our memories of the last 2 years after coming to this school.
Nope. No. I mean, no matter what anyone says,
I think it's just incredible that we can prove to them that they have amnesia. Like, they were like, yep, alright, so that's the case, gotcha. We have the amnesia, whether we like it or not. And then they just kept going with their previous assumptions before that was proven. That's amazing.
Another correct answer. Well done, peasant.
Thank you.
seriously? This routine again?
We've lost 2 years worth of memories?
Yes.
That's right. You've already spent 2 full years here at Hope's Peak Academy. And that entire period of time is precisely what you've forgotten.
I don't remember the last 2 years of my life. That's not possible!
I want to think that too. I don't want to believe it. But that's nothing but our desire. I don't want to believe. I want it to be impossible. But if it's the truth, we have to accept it. You are correct. I mean, I can understand why you wouldn't want it to be true, but, like, come on, guys. How are you fucking in denial about this? Like, this...
2 years worth of memories. I could never lose something like that.
We've been living here for 2 years? Hell no! That's impossible! I mean, I haven't gone to any awesome school events or anything! Heck, I've never even gone to a single class!
This is all just surreal.
Plus, If 2 years have passed, how freaking old am I?
Everyone's
So, the locker notebook, what was written in that exactly? Written on it has notes for a number of different classes. Behold my evidence.
2 years. I could never leave.
You've been living here for hell no! I mean, I haven't gone to any awesome
Heck, I've never even gone to a single class!
Behold.
No, that's wrong. Hero, there's something I'd like you to take a look at. This notebook right here.
Huh? Hey, why is my name written on it?
I found it in the locker
The bigger
room on the
question I
second
have at
floor.
this point is what happened after the first year?
If you don't mind, could you take a look inside?
Like, what prompted all of this to start?
Sure, whatever you want. But I've never seen this notebook before in my life.
So, what you thinking?
What's Is something wrong?
It's kinda similar. No, even more than that. This is absolutely my handwriting, without a doubt! But how is this? I don't remember ever writing in this thing!
It's almost like you had amnesia.
No! No way!
It looks like you actually did attend class here at Hope's Peak, but somehow, you forgot all about it.
Lies! It's all one big lie!
I don't want to believe it either. But there's also no explanation for this pocketbook.
And whose pocketbook is that?
It's mine. And the handwriting inside is also mine. There's no doubt about it. But just like Hiro, I have no memory of ever writing in it.
It's almost like you have amnesia.
And the reason for that is the 2 years of missing memories?
Strange. It's somewhat similar to as if you had amnesia, isn't it?
After seeing all the evidence, do you have any choice but to acknowledge the truth?
Isn't it just so desperately dark? The mystery's solved, but it's like a goddamn funeral in here! Shit, man! I've never been to a funeral! Hell yes!
Fuck yeah, radical.
2 years of school life. How many moments of blossoming youth have you missed out on? How many fun classes? How many school events?
How the fuck does this segue into the second game? It seems so impossible from here, but I guess I haven't finished yet.
Something tragically sad happened 1 year ago. The biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history.
Oh, like just the headmaster dying?
Right before everyone's eyes, the world came crashing down. You absorbed all that despair, but then you forgot it all. And once you'd forgotten, you made the choice to subject yourselves to this killing game.
What?
Oh, and there's one other thing. To be even more precise, the memories you all lost were...
Actually, never mind. I'm bored. Explaining stuff is boring.
What?
We are bored of this world.
Yeah, hell yeah, brother.
Everyone always talks big, declaring all the great things they'll do. But then they always fizzle out.
Yeah.
This world is just so desperately fucking boring!
What are you talking about?
In a way, I'm jealous of all of you. To give yourself over so completely to such stimulating despair.
Yeah, so figure out the rest for yourselves. I'm sick of expositioning all this
Aw,
shit.
man.
Figure out what?
Figure out where your memories come apart. That's at the heart of all of this.
Where our memories come apart. When... fainted?
I got it! The moment I lost my memories, I can't think of any time other than that day.
Yeah.
When I first came to the gates of this school and stepped foot in the main hall, when I passed out, I was overcome with a strange sensation.
And then bam! The midnight hour.
Wow, you still have enough spirit to keep on talking, huh? So I don't know much about the details, but But it seems like everyone remembers passing out, right? And your sense of time got all messed up because of the memory loss after that? I guess it must have been something like that.
After I passed out, I woke up in a classroom with my head on a desk. I assumed not much time had passed since I'd collapsed in the main hall.
But instead, 2 whole years had gone by.
The reason it felt so short was because our memories of the time in between had been completely removed.
You got it, honey. 2 years of memories? Poof, gone. Which means, of course...
When everyone met for the first time, it wasn't actually for the first time. Unaware of this fact, you took the time to introduce yourselves to each other. But
So, like, the first year here was just kind of normal?
But by that point, we'd already spent 2 years together at the school. That's what those photos reveal, isn't it?
Yep, that's what they reveal. You were all such close friends. You spent 2 years together, and then you started killing each other. And it was all so you could escape into a world that's already been annihilated.
You know, that if you really wanted to see somebody suffer, that would be the most just perfect way to do it, wouldn't it? You put them in a situation and you tell them, alright, you can escape if you kill your friends. And then you do. You finally manage to pull off a situation in which you're the only survivor, and then you step foot out into the world and you see it's been completely annihilated. I can't imagine a more anguishing experience.
What a terribly tragic tale. Even if you left now, there's nothing you could do to fix it.
You're the one who set things up to be like this.
I love you all so much.
What?
Once your school life here began, I thought about you constantly. It's only natural that I would fall in love.
So, since I love you guys so much, I'll tell you all about it.
Amazing.
All about the idea we came up with as the ultimate despair. Our plan to bring despair to all mankind.
Well, all mankind, as it turns out, was 10 people, right? So.
Back to when everyone first came to this school. School life during that first year overflowed with hope and happiness. Oh boy, it was just the worst.
Ugh. Fun.
Everyone was enjoying themselves so much. You were all having the time of your lives.
It was disgusting.
But that couldn't last forever, of course. The peacefulness only made it through that first year. Because after that, an event unfolded that hammered a soul-crushing despair into all of humanity. The biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. The tragedy. All too soon, the world's days of peace came to a bloody end. And as you can imagine, the school was no exception. The tragedy even made its way here, leading to the extermination of most of the students.
What are you?
What do you mean?
The most tragic event in human history, and the ultimate despair that caused it.
Are you like an eldritch god?
I can't believe it's all because of just you and Mukuro. Was it some kind of organization? An angry mob? An incredibly motivated family?
You have a point. If I had to describe it, I'd say it was none of those. How can I put it? It was more of an ideological thing. Despair is contagious, you know? It's almost like a natural phenomenon.
So everybody got, like, sadness, sickness?
Everyone is capable of it. And now the entire world has fallen into despair.
In other words, if you see despair as the enemy, then your enemy is the world itself.
I already knew that was true.
I just don't understand why.
We didn't ask you to try to understand. This was a tangent anyway, unrelated to the matter at hand.
Okay, so let's get back to the story.
Sick.
Hope's Peak had taken so much damage. You guys were the only survivors. The members of the 78th class of Hope's Peak Academy were the only ones left.
Why?
And then, something super neat happened! Now pay attention, because this is important, and I'm only gonna say it once! So guess what? To protect everyone who had survived, Hope's Peak was transformed into a shelter! That's right! It was transformed into a shelter! Ah, I said it twice!
Now,
Oh.
someone was responsible for that transformation, for creating what would eventually become your prison. Do any of you know who that might have been?
I mean, the headmaster.
I got it! Could only have been the headmaster of Hope's Peak Academy.
A little weird he felt he needed to record those sessions, given they had no choice, really.
He wanted to turn the school into a shelter to try and protect us. To protect us from the despair and tragedy taking place outside.
Everybody had sadness, sickness. We couldn't go out there. And apparently they couldn't get in.
That's why he asked us to make that promise. To say that we were willing to live in this school forever.
We believe he had something like that in mind, yes. If you, the collective hope of a new generation, could survive, maybe the world could have a fresh start.
Well, that could have gone better.
Yeah, the headmaster put that much faith in you.
And because we had that same hope, that's why we all agreed to live here forever.
But creating the shelter was also his single biggest mistake. It's laughable, really. He was the headmaster, but he had no idea. He had no idea that we, the ultimate despair, had already made our way into the school. So what was supposed to be a shelter to keep you safe became a cage that made it impossible for you to escape despair.
Unlucky.
I have to say, it really helped me out a lot. It saved me a ton of time.
By the way, it was you yourselves who blocked off the windows, the doors, all the exits. Under the headmaster's
We
direction,
made that
you all
giant
went about
fucking
your work
safe
like obedient
door.
little sheep.
You mean we trapped ourselves in here?
And then you forgot all about it and started bitching about how you were trapped in here.
Once you'd finished building your little shelter, it was time for me and Mukuro. And thus
Oops.
began the killing game.
Me and Mukuro had come here, spending the last 2 years waiting for that moment.
That moment where you all began killing each other served as the climax of our global despair plan.
And the only reason you survived the tragedy was so that you could be a part of it.
Only let us live, so we could go around killing each other? Is that what you're saying?
Why? Why would you do that?
The answer should be obvious at this point.
Because this was so much more than a simple high school deathmatch. Rather, it was a method to hunt down and destroy every last remaining speck of hope in the world.
What are you saying?
Well, it would seem that there's a little bit left out there. A few souls unwilling to give up hope. So I thought I should show them, which is why
Well, why don't you tell me?
I guess it's a lot easier to hijack the airwaves if the world has ended. Hijack? Oh god.
Now I understand.
Can we go back and talk to Byakuya? He's been really quiet since he found out his whole family's dead. I'd like to talk to him a little bit more, you know, just like about that. He doesn't need to have any revelations or anything. I would just like to talk to him about it.
Uh-huh. That's exactly what I'm talking about. To show the world the murders taking place at this school, which was meant to be a symbol of hope.
That was the whole point of the ultimate despair. When I said climax, that was what I was talking about. The world watched as you fell into despair and began to kill each other one after another.
Remember to stay hydrated.
Despair is as contagious as any disease. Any hope left turns to despair.
Isn't the power of television just amazing? By the way, since we started broadcasting, a whole bunch of people have tried to come and rescue you.
Are you serious? But utilizing the heavy weaponry I installed around the school grounds, I had no problem expelling them. Expelled them? I have to thank you all. They were a relentless bunch, refusing to give up on hope and trying to force their beliefs on the world. But in the end, I was able to give them the final despair. Death.
So you just used us? To bring despair to everyone in the outside world?
I mean, we already knew
Sure,
that.
But I also gave you a second chance at life, right? So it's like, give and take.
Give and take? You're so full of shit!
And there's a reason I chose you guys to survive when all the other students were dropping like flies. I mean, we built up 2 years of memories together. You were all my treasured classmates.
Sorry, that's a lie. I just figured you'd despair even more when you found out a friend had betrayed you.
And that's the truth, which is what you wanted, right? So, does it make you feel utterly lost and hopeless? You solved the mystery, but despair at the truth, right?
Don't tell me. Did you seriously count on the possibility that we would solve your mystery?
Has it all
And if
been
we
going
did,
just as planned?
Then what? Our final desire for creating this world of despair was so we could experience one last class trial. If you were bold enough to solve the mystery, only to discover that the truth was utterly hopeless, how would you react? What would you do?
See? Discovering the truth doesn't necessarily lead to a sense of hope.
Truth can be full of despair, too. Like right fucking now.
Truth, full of despair. That's...
Not to mention, all those motives I talked about were totally meaningless.
true.
I mean, with the world having ended and all.
Man, it was actually the perfect plan. There was no possible outcome that wouldn't result in, like, complete anguish for the survivor, huh? Either one person survives, gets out, discovers whatever motive broke them was full of shit because it didn't mean anything. Everybody's already dead, money's already meaningless, and you had to kill your friends to do it. Or they all figure it out, and then that's not really any better, because then you just find out that all your fighting was for nothing, because the outside world's completely fucked. Damn. Every possible angle was set to work out, huh?
Meaningless? Then we...
It actually didn't matter how things ended. She'd still get what she wanted.
We've been murdering each other? For nothing?
And think about it. You chose to lock yourselves up here, then started murdering each other to get out.
We weren't just random strangers either. We were classmates.
No, even I can't laugh at that.
We get it. We get it, okay? You're totally awesome, right? We get it already. So help us. I'll do anything. Just help me.
I don't know what she said to make you think she's interested in doing that.
A peasant begging for his life? Oh, how delightful! We've never witnessed such a travesty firsthand.
But I'm sorry to say, begging doesn't work on me. All I want is despair, and there's no reason for it. And since there's no reason, there's no argument against it. There's just no understanding.
I don't know if that's true or if she does have some deeper meaning, but I am a big fan of villains that are like, it's fun. I had a good time.
No argument, understanding, what better definition of ultimate despair could there be?
Wait, hold on. You've just been going on about whatever you feel like, but there's no real reason for us to believe anything you have to say.
I mean, sure, but like, it's kind of weird to lie about. Like, if you figure her out, like, you're gonna find out.
Huh?
You say the world's fallen apart, but I haven't seen it for myself.
I guess.
So I don't acknowledge it. I don't accept it as the truth.
Until you see it with your own eyes. Truth and falsehood overlap one another. In other words, you're not unlike Schrodinger's cat right now. Is that what you're saying?
I guess.
If so, what then?
Are you saying you won't accept the truth until you can go outside and see for yourself? Well, you better not. You go out into that world.
Oh,
and
is it
you're
all a
good as
lie?
for sure.
Oh, man. I'll be pretty disappointed, to be honest.
Trust me, I'm not lying about any of this.
Oh, I didn't think you were until this moment. Oh, man, come on. That means Byakuya's family's not dead. Oh, God, come on. You can't keep doing this to me.
Well, even if it's all true, I refuse to give in. I refuse to lose to you. For the sake of everyone you've killed.
Huh? Everyone I've killed? What are you talking about? You're the ones who killed them!
I didn't kill anyone. I simply gave you a little nudge in the right direction.
And that's all it took for you to start killing each other. You're nothing but bloodthirsty animals.
That's why anyone was murdered here, peasant.
Say what you want about hope, but we're all creatures of instinct, right? Despair comes naturally.
Hell yes! That's funny as shit!
No! This isn't just some game to us. It's murder! Plain and simple. You stole our memories. Invented reasons for us to do it. You pushed us all into
I would
a
like to
corner.
know how she did that, by the way.
It's all your fault!
You certainly have a talent for passing the buck, don't you? That must be your hope, huh? But we don't have much time left to keep up this banter. We have to draw things to a close soon.
What do you mean?
I'm talking about the vote, of course. You didn't forget about that little rule, did ya? Oh, and also, since this'll be the last vote, I decided to change the rules.
What?
You guys so full of hope, and me so full of despair. I've decided to have you vote which one will be punished. If even one of you votes to punish Hope, well then, I'll consider that a win for me, and punish everyone on the side of Hope.
So much for not rigging the game.
Even if it's just one person?
Oh, but don't worry, I won't be voting.
There is logically no reason to vote against Hope. If any of you considered it, I will be mad. There is no tangible benefit to doing that.
Even if you don't, you've still got the upper hand in all this.
It's okay. Nobody would actually vote to kill themselves, right?
Oh, let me just mention one more thing. When I win to punish you guys, you'll have to stay here till you grow old and die. No fighting, no killing. That's your punishment.
I see. I guess that's the benefit. You don't find out if it's true.
You mean we just...
We'd have to just live here?
She's saying she'll let us live.
If you're not happy with that, then go ahead and punish me.
Alright, I guess there is now a tangible reason to doing it. I still personally think it would be insane to vote against Hope, but I see the reason now. You never find out if it's true or not, and in the event it is true, you're at least safe.
Enter a world fallen from grace, where only despair exists, where you'd likely be dead within a day.
If you're a
What are you
bitch.
saying? So no matter what, we're doomed.
Wait a sec. I just got hit with an inspiration bomb. Dying of old age is boring as shit, right? The audience at home isn't gonna dig that at all. So, here's what'll happen. One of you will get to experience an instant, super impressive punishment.
What? You can't just...
Do you mean to say you'll execute one of us?
And I get to decide Who's gonna have to suck it down?
There is now no longer any reason to vote against Hope. Because now you know that you have a 1 in 5, 1 in 6? How many of us are alive? Whatever. You now have a 1 in 5 or 6 chance to experience an incredibly unpleasant death. Never mind. No reason anymore.
Mukuro, you're up.
Me?
Yeah, you've been acting up, causing all kinds of trouble. I hate you!
So let me make this clear. Everyone has two choices in front of them. If a single person votes for Hope to be punished, then only Makoto will receive a harsh
Oh, never mind.
punishment.
Well,
And
as
the
long
rest
as you're
of
not
you will live
Makoto, you've
here
got
in
no
peace.
reason. I guess now it's okay. Gee, but talk about a rigged fucking game, though, dude. Alright, majority rules, but not this time.
If, on the other hand, you desire to see us punished, then you must all leave this place.
I will force you out, ensuring you all die horrible deaths in the outside world.
What I'm saying is, if you sacrifice Makoto, the rest of you will get to live out your lives.
Sacrifice me.
What? Has your resolve softened? Have you lost confidence? Are you afraid of being punished? Don't you have faith in your friends?
No, that's not it.
It's okay. You're right to be afraid.
Now, is the game bold enough to go, alright, you're not friends with all of the remaining people, so that means you die. You didn't advance their quest lines enough.
It would seem all of those around you have realized the futility of going against me.
Guys?
It's so beautiful. Your lovely faces, eroded by despair, have come together as one.
Besides, Yoko, you could never betray your father, could you?
What?
I mean, the headmaster's only wish was that all of you would survive, right? That's why he tried to trap you all here after all. The least you can do is try to honor your dead father's wishes.
Kyoko!
One person's despair is enough to seal your fate. Isn't that just the most hopeless outcome ever?
So, who do you think's gonna give in? Whose despair is gonna sign your death warrant?
No one. Nobody's gonna give in to despair! We're not gonna lose to you!
So boring. Stubborn till the very end, huh? Well, that's fine. Then let's just hurry up and get it over with. It's time for the final vote. Everything will come to an end.
Just for the record,
You're
I would
stupid,
make it
Hope.
that way. If I made the game, I would absolutely say, alright, you needed to max out your relationship with all of the remaining students.
And your stupid life.
So I won't be mad if that's the case. I would absolutely do that. This is it, the ultimate confrontation. I have to show everyone. I have to make them remember. I have to convince them not to give up. To live in despair. That's not really living at all.
We won't give up! As long as there's hope, we'll never give up!
If I were to die, that would be the end of Hope's Peak Academy. By the way, the air outside is totally polluted, you know. The only reason we're okay in here is thanks to the air purifiers in the physics lab.
I guess that would explain the giant fucking thing.
If I die, the purifiers will screech to a halt. In other words, as soon as I die, the communal life you've all been living will come to an end.
Meh.
You fucking Muppet?
All of you will have to leave. You'll have to go into the world outside, where only death and despair are waiting. So, what are you gonna do? Will you just die? Is that what you want?
What are we gonna do about this one, gang? Oh, fuck. Use my own hope to plant seeds of hope inside everyone else.
We won't give up. As long as there's hope,
Do I just
we'll
take
never
this
give up.
hope?
If I were to die, that would be the end of Hope's Peak Academy.
Behold, the hope.
Don't lose hope now.
Really?
All my fortune-telling senses are telling me not to leave this place. But to live means moving forward, right? So even if it's hard, even if we're scared, we don't have any choice, do we? I want to keep on living. I want to open the next door. There must be something new waiting for me.
I didn't expect that to work.
So that's why, no matter what, I need to get out of here. The whole fortune-telling thing doesn't matter anymore. What matters is my own gut feelings.
We won't give up.
I really didn't expect that to
As
work.
long as there's hope, we'll never give up.
If I were to die,
That would be the end.
I've decided to have faith in myself.
by the way,
The air outside is totally the only reason we're is thanks to the air.
Don't lose hope now.
What a touching moment of friendship we're all gonna have one by one.
I've been thinking about all this.
Unfortunately, that's going to include Byakuya and Toko, much as it pains me.
And I was thinking, at a time like this, what would Sakura do? You only get stronger by taking adversity by the horns. Confront that thorny path with enthusiasm. That sounds like something she'd say, right? No. I think that's definitely what she'd say. Which is why Yeah! I've made up my mind!
We won't give up.
Mm-hmm.
As long as there's hope, we'll never give up.
If I were to die, that would be the
And I gotta go through all this again.
Say whatever you want. If I die, the pure, in other words, assume the communal life you've all been living.
Meh.
Don't lose hope now.
How are you gonna murder anybody if you stay in here, Jill? Think about it.
I don't care either way. I'm fine with whichever one is more interesting. Actually, I may not look like it, but I always hated school. Hell, no matter how I look, still hate it. Oh, but no matter what, Master has to come along with us.
We won't give up. As long as there's hope, we'll never give up.
If I
Let's go, come on.
By the way,
Screech through this dialogue.
Say whatever you want if I die. In other words, the communal life you've... I can keep on living! All of you will have to leave. You'll have to go into the world outside. We're only...
Don't lose hope now.
As much as I don't want to talk to Byakuya.
What's the matter? You're not actually trying to encourage me, are you? Ridiculous. It never even crossed my mind that I might give in to despair. But don't misunderstand me. I couldn't care in the slightest what happens to you. I just have to keep my word. I swore I would end the life of the Mastermind. Besides, the Tagame family isn't dead, because I'm still alive.
Sure. If that makes you feel better.
So until I can restore the Tagame family and bring it greater glory than it's ever known,
We won't give up. As long as there's hope, we'll never give up.
If I were to die, that would be the end. By the way, the only reason is thanks to me. Say whatever you want. If I die...
Yeah. You're all very brave, very impressive.
All of you will have to go into the world outside.
I already said I would claim the Mastermind's life.
So, what are you gonna... Will you just die? Is that what you...
Don't lose hope now.
I didn't really know my father, so I can't pretend to know what he was thinking. But even if we're just connected by blood, there's one thing I am sure of. He would never want us to abandon Mukuro and choose to stay here. I can't explain why exactly. But if I'm sure of anything, I'm sure of that. Just because we don't actually know anything. Does that mean we can't understand? Could it be that... No, never mind. So, Makoto, I don't think you wound up at this school because you had good luck or bad luck. I think you came here for a different reason entirely. You came here to bring down the ultimate despair. You came here to confront despair without ever giving up. And if that's true, I think we could call you...
I'm not prepared to do
ultimate
that.
hope. What do you think?
I do not support this. Makoto is not that impressive.
What the hell are you?
Nice.
So uncool. Your stupid faces, the stupid things you've said, the stupid way you all treat each other. It's all so uncool, so unhip. Shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up! Lame, 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 lame!
I'm not any kind of elite anything. Hope isn't a talent you develop, but still. But I still. Let's get 'em, boys.
You suck. So uncool.
Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god.
Hope is a joke. Who are you? You're
Oh, panic.
Suffer from despair. I just love despair. You suck. So
Oh god, oh god, fear.
Hope is a joke. Who are you?
Would you like to die?
You're gross. Suffer from despair. Everything is pointless.
Not again.
Suffer from despair. I just love despair. You dare to stand against
Okay. That got started getting out of hand real fast. Okay. Second time's the charm.
You suck. So uncool. You dare to stand against us. Hope is a joke. Who are you? Your idiocy ends here. You're gross. Suffer from despair. I just love despair. You suck. So uncool. You're unbearable. Hope is a joke. Who are you?
Would you like to die?
You're gross. Suffer from despair. Everything is pointless. Despair. I just love despair. You dare to
Oh god, stop. Oh my god. Oh Jesus Christ. Oh holy shit.
So uncool. You dare to stand against us? Hope is a joke. Who are you? Your idiocy ends here. You're gross. Suffer from despair. I just love despair. You suck. So uncool. You're unbearable. Hope is a joke. Who are you?
Would you like to die?
You're gross. Suffer from despair. Everything is pointless. Suffer from despair. I just love despair.
No. Oh my god. Don't like that.
I refuse to give up yet.
Alright, third time's the charm. I'm ready.
Hope is a joke. Who are you?
Would you like to die?
You're gross. Suffer from despair. Everything is pointless.
Ugh. Jesus fucking
Despair
Christ.
into tomorrow. Despair.
Hope keeps on going.
Oh. Holy shit.
I refuse to give up. I refuse to get bored. I refuse to throw it all away. I refuse to despair. Because all I have going for me is the desire to keep moving forward.
What's going on? What's happening?
We did it. Ugh. Ugh. Sick. Tight. Big money.
It looks like we've reached the end. I think it may be time to vote.
We just gotta pull the lever, right?
Good. I'm ready to go.
Let's put an end to these trials. Put an end to the killing with our own hands.
What's in the box? It's Junko!
The hell?
Indeed.
You've lost, Junko.
I lost?
I lost? Me? No way.
That's just...
It can't be. You still don't accept it? Even the ultimate despair herself is vulnerable to the onslaught of despair, it would seem.
What the heck?
But there's no use trying to fight it now.
Well, that's just... totally the best!
Huh?
So this is despair.
We came to this school 2 years ago, created our incredibly detailed plan. I killed my own sister for it.
And now I...
To come this far and fail at the very end.
True despair.
It's the most ultimate despair. There was literally no way she lost. What are you talking about?
And now I...
Don't you see? I was so hopelessly desperate. I was bored of the world the moment I was born. That's why I've been looking forward to this so desperately. This once-in-a-lifetime experience. It's my first and last colossal despair here at the moment of death. To have the chance to taste of the highest grade despair. The utter failure of my dreams.
True despair.
I'm so hopelessly happy right now.
Huh?
She is enjoying this.
Anyway,
Are you prepared to admit defeat? You think I care whether I won or lost? Either way, it doesn't change a thing.
Totally the best!
Outside is only despair. Inside is only despair. No matter where you go, despair awaits you. That's not true.
Not possible.
You're wrong.
Don't make me repeat.
Let me tell you this right now. We no longer fear despair.
Okay.
Because we've decided to enter the outside world with hope. Yeah, Makoto totally seduced us, don't say it like that, to his side.
hey,
You said that despair is as contagious as any disease.
however,
But the same is true of hope. All you have to do is look at us and see how true that is.
No.
Stop! I hate those faces you're making. To see those awful looks cause me nothing but pain.
There's one last thing.
Fine, let me say one last thing. If you guys want to get all hung up on the word hope, that's no skin off my nose. But just be warned. From this point on, one despair after another will stand in your way. No matter where you run, no matter where you hide. Maybe you'll find some hope, but there is a very fine line dividing that hope from bitter despair. Knowing that, you still plan to cling to your hope? Of course. Shut up, that was a rhetorical question. You interrupted my monologue. I'm almost done though, so whatever. Because it's almost punishment time.
it can't be.
Do you really intend to go through with this? That was the agreement, right? It's not like I want you to die. You don't have to.
Stop it! How
What?
many times do I have to tell you?
The act of living brings me no hope at all. All I want is to taste that despair of death that you only get once in life. So,
Get in my way!
So this is how the despair of death feels. It's so wonderful. Even a tenth of this despair, even 100th. I want every last soul on this planet to taste such despair. I want the entire world to die with that despair in its mouth. Okay, let's do this.
oh Jesus fucking Christ.
I've reserved an extra special punishment for last. Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time!
Jesus fucking Christ. Something? And that's how everything came to an end. The final class trial. Junko Enoshima, the ultimate despair. Life at Hope's Peak Academy. It was all over. Wow. I'd love to save the game. But even after saying it was all over, it's not like the building exploded or collapsed in on itself or anything. That wasn't the kind of ending awaiting us. Nothing changed. Well, with one exception. The air purifiers turned off. Just like Junko said. They shut off immediately. That was the only difference. Well, let's see what's going on. We left the courtroom and made our way to the main hall. We stood in front of the door. Nobody made a sound. I almost feel almost absent-minded. That was our epilogue before the final ending. We were stuck there in limbo, unmoving, unsure. But, in the end...
Hey.
We can't just stand around like this forever. At some point we need to leave. To nobody's surprise, it was Kyoko who broke the silence.
Makoto.
Would you do the honors? Okay. As if awakened by Kyoko's words, I took the object we'd gotten. Up until the moment of her death, it had belonged to Junko. But in the end, she dropped it before us.
So,
Is that really it? Is that really the key to this door?
Indeed.
You don't have to read into what she said too much to find the answer.
If, on the other hand,
I will force you... In other words...
I will force you out, she said, just before dropping that. It makes sense that it would be our way out of here. But you know, maybe it's actually a switch that's going to make the school self-destruct. That just doesn't feel like it would be in the spirit of what she was going for. I mean, Junko never specifically said she'd let us leave here alive.
It's true.
You may be right. Maybe.
Yes.
But even so, it's impossible to think we wouldn't take our chances with it. I guess that's true. There's nothing to worry about. If something ever happened to Master, I'd take my scissors and jam him so far up. Where's the courtroom? Where's the mastermind? It's all over. We're about to leave. Leave? We could go outside. That means me and Master can get married. And he'll give me...
That's enough.
Please stop. That would be a greater horror than anything I've encountered so far.
Anyway...
Don't worry, I have no doubt that we'll be able to leave here without a problem.
What?
It's what happens after we get out I'm worried about. But you know, in the end, I think part of me still thinks...
Serious?
Maybe when we get out of here, we'll see that everything she said about the world was a lie. Now, is the game going to be brave enough to not show you? That's on the other side of this door, is a world as peaceful as we remember. A lie. Peaceful as we remember. No matter what it looks like, it's still our world. It's where we're meant to live. I guess so. And, how do I put this? Unlike this school, the world is really big, right? Since it's so big, I'm sure there must be some despair no matter what. But there has to be lots of hope, right?
In other words...
The act of searching for hope, to try and find it, that by itself is the true meaning of hope. As long as you have that hope, you can keep moving forward no matter what trouble you may fall into.
Am I wrong?
Is that what you mean, Makoto? Yeah, that was pretty much the gist of it. I don't need any of you to spell that out for me. You know, Junko mentioned that there were still others out there who hadn't cast away hope just yet. Maybe I should find them and make them work for me. To rebuild the world, we must first rebuild the Tagame Dynasty.
You got it.
My first stop is going to be the closest donut shop.
Hey.
And what are you going to do if there are no more donut shops? Or donuts?
Okay.
I'll just get some flour and make some myself. And if there's no flour, I'll just grow some wheat. I get it now. If there's no road, you gotta build one. Creation. Fate is telling me to remake the world.
Could it be?
That's my hope.
How about that?
I've reached the next stage. The next chapter of Yasuhiro Hagakure's life story is about to begin. Thanks, Hina. You've totally opened my eyes. Personal space, buddy. You're seriously creeping me out.
Makoto.
Come on, Makoto. Even if everyone in the outside world is gone, even if the world is steeped in despair, as long as I have people like you around, I can face forward and keep moving. If we can get out of here and do something, have some sort of impact. But what can we do? There's so few of us, and we're so small. What can we do? No, we can probably do anything. We can do anything.
Well, I guess this is goodbye. And goodbye to Sakura. But hey, if we gotta say goodbye, we may as well do it with a smile on our face.
Hey guys! You guys want your fortunes told anywhere, anytime. You just let me know. I'll be there.
You know how much I hate being annoyed. But if something does come up, you may as well let me know. I can't guarantee I'll actually bother listening, but, you know.
I don't know why, but I have a burning desire to start writing. I might be able to pull it off. A story about Master and me, and the others, I guess.
I can't say I'm sorry about what happened, but still, it does feel kind of strange.
I really don't know what to say. I guess we graduated?
Looks like hope really is spreading. As long as I never give up, I have to push even harder. I'm going to keep moving forward with hope in my heart. Since I have hope, I can show courage. Since I have hope, I can move ahead. The world can move ahead. The door began to open, with my hands, with our hands. Hope and despair mingled together, opening the door to the future. And then we all died. Oh, it's not gonna show us? That's objectively the correct choice. It doesn't matter which option you showed people, it would be disappointing. So, good job. Though there are 2 other games, so who knows, I guess. Well, that was a good time. I enjoyed it. I'm going to go over here and Google what the other ending is. Let's see. Danganronpa. Bad ending. Let's see. Kyoko is crushed flat. The ending is about whether surviving students despairingly spend the rest of their lives in the academy. Oh, they just stay there? Kyoko is in a room filled with school desks. In the center is a large conveyor belt where her desk is located. Yeah, so Makoto's. Intending to crush her above a television showing Monokuma's face on it. As her desk moves backwards, Monokuma, dressed as a teacher, appears. Yeah, The ending is the bad ending in the game, where the surviving students despairingly spend the rest of their lives in the academy. The ending can be achieved by calling out Kyoko's line in the 5th trial. It is achieved, and then the execution ends. The player will automatically be taken back to Makoto's last decision in the class trial. Oh. Okay, you just get taken back. Ah, I've glimpsed the future, and it was bad, I suppose. Well. I had fun. That was a good time. I love solving crimes. And it was weird, took me a little while to get into it, especially given how abrasive many of the characters are. I'm mad Byakuya and Toko are alive, though guess I'm not surprised. Anyway, we're gonna also play the other 2 games, which I'm going to immediately segue into after the credits finish. And in the meantime, I'm going to vanish into thin air. Bloop, boop, boop. Something's happening.
Interesting. Things are getting very interesting indeed. Like I said at the beginning, I'm not a teddy bear. I am Monokuma. And I am this school's headmaster.
He's gained sentience. What terrible news. Easter egg. Well, the achievement is all's well that ends. That's actually what it says. Alright, that was actually it. Okay, thank you. Goodbye.